I am absolutely beat. Today was a long lesson, day 2, out here at Floras Lake. Definitely needed this trip more than I thought. Took me, I don't know, at least the second day. I got here on Monday to just unwind and to even realize that I needed to unwind. It's amazing when you step away from the environment you're used to, even at your own place, you realize just how much you've been going, how stressed you've been, and that stress is just your default. And you come to a place like this, it just has a different rhythm, different pace to it. People from all over here, from California, from overseas, just wing foiling, kite foiling, hydrofoiling, all the wind sports out on the lake. I don't know if I can't quite turn this. Wish I could turn this around while I was filming, but and challenging with work to balance just checking emails and staying present, focusing on lessons, and then switching to work mode, which I had to do a bit of today. But yeah, as you can see, a beautiful place. Sandbar out there, and then just on the other side of that is the ocean. Such a wild contrast. Ring-necked doves everywhere, annoying stellar jays constantly. So I had a first day land lesson. It was 3 hours. So much more to kiteboarding than I thought initially. It is definitely challenging, to say the least, and I can see why you absolutely need lessons. And today was my second lesson, and ended up doing a 4-hour lesson. And I got my ass whooped, but on what would be my 7th hour, I stood up. I got a nice 10-second ride, so ending the lesson on that note, I was really satisfied. I should be doing at least, at minimum, one more tomorrow, and then potentially Friday morning. We'll see. I'm supposed to leave Friday morning, but we'll see where I'm at. My goal was to get to the point where I could ride on my own and continue learning on my own. And conditions weren't looking too favorable initially when I was getting ready to leave the night before I was packing. I was looking at the conditions. It wasn't looking good. And it's actually turned out to be wonderful. And one of the most beautiful sunsets I'd seen the first day. Yeah, if you've ever wanted to try kiteboarding or whatever it is, just do it now. I'd been wanting to try kiteboarding for, I don't know, well over a decade. I remember seeing it in my 20s when I was in Portugal and thinking how cool that was. And when I realized that was over a decade ago, I decided to just say screw it and fork out the money and take the lessons and make the commitment, you know. Take the trip. Step away from the grind. Life is short. Heading out to the beach now to get some last footage and a last sunset for my last night. Tried getting some the other night, which I did, but I was low on battery on my drone and on the other side of the sandbar, losing reception. It was windy and I couldn't let it go, so I'm gonna go watch the sunset from out here and get a last killer shot at golden hour. It is gorgeous out here, as you can see. Here's the lake. And there's the campground right over there. been such a great trip. Anyway, I gotta get out there before it sets. Another great thing about this beach is there's really not a ton of people around. Look at this. I can hold it still.
Philosophy, like everything else, has to grow. And when religions, philosophies, and sciences stop growing, they start dying. The same is true of the individual. When he stops learning more, he begins learning less. There is no other answer to this type of pattern. But if we do build a reasonable pattern, we gain support from this pattern. And in this pattern, there is no room for the negative anticipations of evil. It is useless to build, however simply, an intellectual attitude. This attitude must be supported by action, or tomorrow will be full of beautiful attitudes and no good actions. Whatever happens must follow its own pattern. But the person can integrate a positive, simple pattern of life on the basis that if the person uses his faculties as wisely as he can, meets every problem as completely and directly as possible, and is not overly self-centered in his decisions, but tries in all decisions not to favor either himself or another, but to favor the truth of the matter. If the truth means a loss to him, then he must lose. If the truth means a loss to another, then that other must lose. But where the advantage of one or the other is elevated above truth, everything loses. So in making our plan, we must have a conviction of value to which we dedicate all of our efforts.